Hey, welcome to The Apprentice. I just turned this video on with my remote camera, with my remote on my smartphone to my camera. So this is The Apprenticeship, and we got a commercial. I got some music playing in the background. It's actually Dorothy on SoundCloud. If you go to SoundCloud and type in Dorothy, got some killer music. The problem is commercials come up once in a while. So anyway, I got this playing in the background to see how cool that is. Maybe make this video a little more entertaining. Anyway, this is Apprenticeship. The Apprenticeship is all about the apprenticeship. The Apprenticeship is awesome. I love the Apprenticeship. I'm a big fan of the Apprenticeship. The Apprenticeship period of one's life is, in my opinion, one of the very best times in your life, because it's a time for learning. Everything's new, you're learning lots, you're actually getting paid to learn, and there's no burden of responsibility on your shoulders. So it's kind of the lightest, funnest learning time you may have in your life. However, so many apprenticeships, you just go to work for someone, you work and you put in your time, and when you get out on the other end, when there's tests and licenses to acquire, people aren't ready, or they get the license but they're not really knowledgeable. And so what I intend to do is teach you how to pack your apprenticeship aggressively, basically hack your apprenticeship so you get the most out of it and come out on the other end of what we have is a 4-year apprenticeship and end up very, very successful very, very fast. So there's some things about the apprenticeship and just about life skills that I want to share, and we'll be sharing those probably one or two at a time. And there are things that you might not have heard before. Sorry, I'm getting an alarm. It's an alarm that says drink water and eat a snack. Well, it's bad timing, I'll put that off. Anyway, I'm trying to set my alarm to remind me to do good things, so why not? So we'll see how that works. So anyway, one of the very first things, a lot of the things I'm going to share with you are things that your boss can't tell you by law, but you ought to know, and if you'll do them, they'll treat you very well. One is to show up early and stay a bit late. Imagine that. So showing up early to work and staying a little bit late is a really good habit to have if you want to get a lot out of life. There's so much to it. If you start late, just think of what happens when you start late. When you wake up late and you get to work late, what is it like? You're behind, and it's hard to catch up because there's things that never go right on a job, and so, or in the day in general. And so if you get to work a little bit early, you've got a chance to find out what's going to go on with the day, and maybe even find out some things that are starting to go wrong already and get them handled or fixed to get on top of them so they don't disrupt the whole day. Second, it shows you that it shows people that you work with that you care and that you're interested. So much of everything that we talk about is if you're interested. So showing up early off the clock because it's the right thing to do for yourself sends a really big message. Even 5 minutes early sends a really big message to everyone around you that you're serious and you're committed and you're interested. And people like that, and they'll help you out. And then staying late. Staying late's the same thing. There's always stuff to do. There's always little odds and ends that's better to do now than later. Staying late a few minutes off the clock again, does a lot for yourself. It opens up opportunities. You might find yourself alone with the boss and get to know the boss a little bit better. The boss might get to know you a little better. Staying just a little bit later, you might end up visiting with one of the best techs, employees, plumbers, whatever career you're in, that you're working with, and get to know them a little bit better. And guess what happens when people get to know you a little bit better? They like you. And if they like you, they will tend to invite you into new and better and different opportunities, and you can climb the ladder faster and get yourself into more opportunities. And what we're doing is we're putting the law of compensation. There's a whole book called The Law of Compensation. If you want to read a really cool essay, it's by Emerson. If you Google Emerson and Law of Compensation, there's a whole thing, the whole philosophy, it's a whole study. We could talk for hours about the law of compensation. But basically, the more that you do, a part of it is the more that you do without pay, the faster and greater pay will come when it does. So, and like I just showed you, that when you come a little bit early and come a little bit late, it sends such a big message to everyone around you that you're important, that you think the job's important, that you're interested, that you care. And when people pick up on that and they believe it and it's the way you are, you'll get invited into bigger and better experiences and opportunities. So that is my first little rule about how to get the most out of your apprenticeship, is to come a little bit early and stay a little bit late off the clock. Now see, your boss can never ask you to do that, and he would never expect you to do that. But if you do it on your own, for your own benefit, you'll reap super big rewards. I guarantee it. So that's all. I think that's all for now. Take that and soak that up and think about it. Send your comments in if you want to react to that comment. If that little message, if you want to visit about it, comment about it, just comment. I'd love to hear your comments. I'll be glad to interact with you about that concept. And so, oh, you know what? I just got a funny feeling something good's going to happen today. So you have to let me know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's something good. You'll have to let me know what it is. All right, take care. I'm going to turn the video off remotely now.